Hello, everyone. You are welcome to Nebo TV. My name is Anslem Ojezua, broadcasting from Toronto, Canada. We are back again with our daily political discussion on Nebo TV. And today we're going to be focusing on those state politics. Recently, the chairman of APC in Edo State, Anslem Ojezua, said APC does not have a candidate in Edo State. Okay, and on the phone, I have Ambassador Mighty Biki Uwefu, all the way from Tanzania. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Good evening, madam. It's evening here in Tanzania.
Oh.
How are you?
Good afternoon from Canada, sir. Thank
you.
How
are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Okay. It's my pleasure, as always.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us, sir. So before we will start today's show, we have a quote that says, "The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing nothing." Albert Einstein. Okay. So we are incorporating this quote to our analysis today. We all have the duty to reform corruption in Nigeria. We cannot sit here and be watching our country going in flame. That is why we are lending our voices every day to protest against injustice and corruption in Nigeria. Specifically, that we are focusing on Edo State because we are all citizens of Edo State. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So today's topic, I'm going to read an article, let's say a letter written by the acting national chairman, okay, Honorable Victor Giadon. Was it 2 months ago in June? He wrote a letter to INEC with regards to the APC primaries conducted by the EPM members in Edo State. So I'm going to read the letter before we go ahead and do the analysis of the letter.
Welcome, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So, according to the former acting national chairman of APC, Honorable Victor Giadon, he wrote this letter dated June 18th, 2020. Okay. Reports reaching me is that some persons have perfected plans to conduct direct gubernatorial primaries for our great party in Edo State next week under the purported chairmanship of His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodinma on Monday, June 22nd, 2020. Kindly note that as the acting chairman of our party, I did not authorize such a committee, neither have I inaugurated one. The earlier announced date for the primaries, that is June 22nd, 2020, has been postponed. You are therefore advised not to give any support to any such committee or to monitor any such primaries. A new date for the primaries would be communicated to you soonest. We regret the inconveniences this might cause your commission. A copy of this letter is being sent to the relevant law enforcement agencies, the chairman of Edo State APC, Mr. Anslem Ojezua, for their information and necessary actions. Thank you, Chief Honorable Victor Giadon, acting chairman APC. Okay, so he wrote this letter and sent it to INEC prior to the primaries. But it was written in this letter saying that they should not entertain such primaries. Okay, but we were surprised that INEC personnel supervised the primaries in Edo State. So, sir, hello, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I don't want to interrupt you. You are still talking.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, sir. You. Okay, your opinion about this. Your opinion about this.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and I'm very glad to be talking to your subscribers and viewers, and I want them to keep subscribing to your station because these are interesting times. Now, concerning the letter you just read, Mr. Giadon was very correct. He sent that letter to INEC on the 18th of June, notifying them that the information have it that an illegal primary, which he has not sanctioned as the sitting chairman as at that time, recognized by the courts in Nigeria, by the judiciary in Nigeria, he did not sanction that primary. And there too, he mentioned that Anslem Ojezua, the barrister Anslem Ojezua, the APC chairman of Edo State, should take necessary action and be notified. And immediately, Anslem Ojezua equally wrote the Commissioner of Police, Edo State, and APC and INEC, telling them that any primary that will be held on the 22nd by the APC was not sanctioned by the head office. So that was the situation, and that is how the letter went. So you're asking me that INEC was instructed in that letter, was told in that letter, that they should not recognize anything. Now, we have addressed this issue in your station before, and I mentioned when the INEC director for Edo State INEC director for publicity and voter education was accosted on TV. Why did he send observers to that place? He said that they got orders from the top. Orders from the top where INEC was clearly violating its own laws. INEC was clearly violating its own laws. But nevertheless, if you check it also, on the other hand, you cannot blame INEC because anything to do with election, INEC has to be there and to supervise it. INEC has to be there to supervise it. That does not mean that at the end of it, they will recognize it. But it was a mistake on their part that despite the letter sent to them, they still send observers. But that is my own personal opinion.
Let me read this section of the letter.
Okay.
It said, you are therefore advised not to give any support to any such committee or to monitor any such primaries. A new date for the primaries will be communicated to you soonest. We regret the inconveniences this might cause your commission. So the chairman at that time, the acting chairman of APC at that time, stated clearly in this letter that they have already postponed the dates. So INEC went behind the acting chairman and attended the primaries. That is what I'm talking about here, sir.
Okay. Now, what I want to tell you is this. INEC compromised itself. Whether you got any message from the top or from the bottom or from the side, whatever, INEC was supposed to stand with its own principle. But to make you understand what we are talking about, that letter is now trending everywhere. Yes. For the simple reason that the APC Edo State Chairman, Barrister Anslem Ojezua, has refused to campaign for the candidacy according to the headline of your topic this evening. He has refused to campaign for the candidacy for the candidate of the APC, Giadom. I don't call him pastor because for me he's not a pastor. Osagie Giadom, Mister. So they refuse. He refused to campaign for him because, according to him, he's an illegal candidate. Now, how does this come about? If you give me time, I will explain the whole thing to your audience. Can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead, sir. Just explain to us, sir.
Okay. Now, as I explained in previous program, I will recap them again. The candidacy of Giadom as the APC gubernatorial candidate for Edo State. I repeat again, I shout it from the mountain top. It's illegal and a nullity. It is illegal. APC, as we speak, has no candidate. That is according to the law and constitution of Nigeria. Now, what am I talking about? First of all, Section 177C of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and Sections 31 and 153 of the Electoral Act and the guidelines for the submission of candidates of political parties issued by INEC. You see, it's a guideline from INEC. It says it is only the political party's national chairman and secretary who has the power to forward the names of the party candidates to INEC. Please don't, let me repeat it again. Sections 177C of the 1999 Constitution as amended, Sections 31 and 153 of the Electoral Act and the guidelines for the submission of candidates of political parties issued by INEC. It is only the political party national chairman and secretary who has the powers to forward the names of the party candidates to INEC. Now, the persons, who forwarded the name of Israel Yamu to INEC are Mai Malam Buni, the governor of Yobe State, who is the chairman of the caretaker stroke extraordinary convention committee of the APC set up by the president. Now, being the chairman of the caretaker committee and extraordinary convention committee does not make him the chairman of APC. We must separate the two here and understand it. The chairman of APC and the chairman of a select stroke extraordinary convention committee are two different positions, two different people. Okay? So, they were the ones. And the Secretary General, Mr. Udodere from Akwa Ibom State, the man was suspended from the APC in 2017. Not only suspended, he was expelled. And there is no record of his restitution or being readmitted into the APC. So the man was an illegal officer as at the time that the letter was sent. But that is not the main thing. The main thing here again is that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria completely prohibits Malam Buni as the governor of Yobe State from occupying any other executive office whatsoever. And the said prohibition is applicable to any executive office of the APC. That the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria prohibits Buni from acting as a national officer while still occupying the position of governor of Yobe State. Now, that is the Constitution of Nigeria. So you have the governor Mai Malam Buni as governor of Yobe State. He was the former national secretary of APC. He resigned and he went to fight for the election of Yobe State and he won and he's a governor. You have a sitting governor, again acting, preaching the law I just read to you, acting as a chairman of a select committee, convention committee. You understand?
But President Buhari appointed him for that position. You remember?
Listen. Is President Buhari more important than the Constitution of Nigeria?
Okay.
Did he not swear to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria? He swore to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria. Let's get one thing clear. The APC has been flouting court rules There is no rule of law in APC, because if there was a rule of law, then they would have understood that they are flouting the Nigeria Constitution. That is why I read the relevant sections to you. Even INEC is breaching their own law by putting forward the name of Israel Yamu. They are breaching their law. That is why I read section 177C of the Nigerian Constitution as amended, and section 31 and 153 of the Electoral Act, and the guidelines for the submission of candidates of political parties issued by INEC.
Okay.
So INEC is going against its own law.
Okay,
Do
sir.
you understand?
Sir.
And let me ask you right now. Listen. Let me just finish, please. I said I will explain so that your audience can understand. Then you can ask me questions.
Okay, sir.
Also, in section, listen, not just only that, in section 183, section 222A and 223 of the Constitution, it is clearly stated that INEC cannot accept candidates except from the national chairman and secretary recognized by law. And Mai Malambuni and Udodere are not the national secretary or the chairman of APC as a party, as the national party. You see where the conflict is coming? The only person who is recognized by the court is Giadom. And Giadom already wrote to INEC on June 18 that primary was illegal. Okay, to put a background to this also, that direct primary was written, the letter was written by Oshomole when he was still chairman. He wrote a letter to INEC informing them that direct primaries will be held. Now, on June 13, the appeals court suspended Oshomole, and they did not only suspend him, uphold the suspension from the lower court, they equally suspended him as a member of APC. And then, not only that, they said every action he had taken when the first judgment by the lower court was given on March 4th, till they gave their own judgment on June 13th, it was null and void and of no effect. And one of the things Oshomole did was form a screening committee which chose Israel Yamu as a candidate who passed to take part in the primaries to be held on that day. Do you understand?
Yes,
now,
yes.
If it was declared a nullity by court for them to have gone ahead, because the court declared it a nullity on the 13th of June, that was why Giadon's letter of 18th of June is very, very important, because Giadom, as a nationally recognized chairman of the party, was upholding the rule of law, which the leadership of the APC flouted by putting forward Israel Yamu's name. Do you understand now, my dear?
Yes, I understand.
So, what we are saying right here, according to the law, according to lawyers, they will tell you it is right in law that you cannot build something from nothing. You understand? You cannot build something on nothing. And that is stated in McCoy versus UAC 1962 and AC 158 Parlo Denity. So is APC next saying that they can make legal an illegal primary conducted by an illegitimate committee? You see the whole thing. Maybe you won't understand the legalistic language.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to make it. The question is, the question is, is the APC neck, the APC leadership, saying they can make legal an illegal primary conducted by an illegitimate committee, a primary election declared null and void, declared null and void by the legitimate chairman recognized by the same APC neck. These are the questions, and that's what is making the whole thing very, very interesting.
Exactly.
And I'm excited about the whole thing. So, because I've been saying it from time. Yamu's candidacy is illegal. APC has no candidate in Edo State. Thank you for giving me the chance to explain.
Yes, that is crystal clear. Right now, Yamu is recognized under the INEC as a candidate, Edo State APC candidate. So what is Anslem Ojezua himself?
I stop you there. I stop you there, please. Yes. I stop you there, please.
Yes.
So far as we speak, it will be very, very wrong to say INEC recognized Yamu as a candidate. That would be wrong. Because when INEC put forth the names, listen please, when INEC put forth the names, these names for the 14 political parties that wanted to do their primary, that have submitted names, INEC realized their mistake for sending observers to go and witness a fake primary. So they took a retreat and they attached a clause to the submission of that name. They said anybody who opposes any candidate on this list or anybody who has grievances on this list should write their letter of protest and submit to INEC within 21 days. And a lot of people have done that. There are people who have even gone to court. I can mention names for you. People who have gone to court on this same matter. Like Ozono. Like Ozono from the National Redemption Movement. He went to court for this matter and a date was supposed to be given to him. Barrister Ude, an APC member himself, went to court in Abuja.
Sir.
And there are so many other people who have gone to court about the same matter.
Sir.
You see, court processes take time.
Yes, sir.
Court processes take time.
Sir, if we have to count on the court processes, the court charges and everything, it's not going to work because in Nigeria that the court system is also very corrupt. Right now, INEC has recognized Yamu as a candidate, as APC candidate in Edo State. If we have to rely on what the court is going to say, court can do anything. They can.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes,
do you have the proof in writing that INEC has recognized Yamu? Because what we have is a provisional list of candidates, not the final list. A provisional list, and attached to those provisional list was INEC instruction that if anybody has opposition against anybody on that list, they should let INEC know. And a lot of people have written letters of protest to INEC about Yamu candidacy. So right now, INEC, we have to publish the final candidates about roughly 6 weeks to the primary. So next week, we are expecting a final list from INEC. Now, it's only when that final list comes out and Yamu's name is still inside that you can now say that INEC has approved Yamu's name.
Okay,
madam.
Okay, clear enough. Very clear. Crystal clear to me. Okay, so we are expecting another list from INEC next week. Okay, so if
which is the
final list. So if Yamu's name is included, which means there is something under it. So let's just wait till next week and see if they're going to remove his name away from the list, right?
Well, the thing is this: even if Yamu's name is on the list, like I told you, the court follows the rule of law. Theirs is to interpret the what is it called? The law. And you cannot say that the judiciary is corrupt per se. Yes, there are some corrupt judges and corrupt elements in the judiciary. That can be accepted. There are bad eggs. But we should not use the same brush to paint every person the judiciary. Don't forget, the judiciary is the same movement that suspended Oshomole, the lower court.
Yes.
And don't forget, the judiciary was the one that suspended, that upheld this thing of the lower court.
The appeal too, and that's
Oshomole's appeal. This thing of the lower court, you understand, that led to his sack.
Yeah.
So the judiciary have been doing their job.
Yes.
Judiciary have been doing their job.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
So that's it.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we are getting to the end of this show today. Guys, if you are watching right now and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please consider doing that. And we're going to come back again with Mr. Daniel Ojezua, all the way from Benin City. He's going to join me on the show in the next 10-15 minutes. We'll come back again. You know that he lives there in Benin City, the heart of Edo State. He always gives us the latest. So we're going to ask him what is going on in Edo State today. He will give us a summary of everything going on right from yesterday, because he appeared on the show yesterday. So what happened from that yesterday to today is going to give us a summary of everything. We'll come back in the next 10 minutes to discuss about Edo State politics. Okay, guys. So, sir, thank you, sir. Ambassador, thank you, sir. We appreciate your explanation all the time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Anytime I'm hosting you, it's like I'm in the classroom while a professor is teaching. Honestly.
Well, we thank God. God's name be praised.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for hosting me.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Amen,
all right.
Sir. Amen, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, we are coming back. Okay. Mr. Daniel is going to give us the latest. You guys know that he lives there in Benin City, the heart of Edo State politics. So he's going to give us all the latest. You know, in most cases, what is not there in the media, he will be the first person to give us the story on ground, because he's there, he's part of the system. All right, let's come back again. Let's discuss about Edo State politics.